Good afternoon, everybody. Happy Saturday afternoon to you. And it's me, Mitch, and I'm here. I've got Ellen here with me, and I've instructed her that if she sees me kind of nod off to start screaming and wake me up, because I think the last few days, especially this week, have finally, today, caught up with me. It's possibly fighting the kidney stone. Most likely, I think what it is the drugs. The drugs, especially that thing called Flomax, which is kind of like a muscle relaxant. And the side effects and the warnings on the label say, be very careful when operating machinery, driving a car, may cause drowsiness, sleepiness. Well, I took one a couple hours ago, and I'm here to tell you it lives up to all the hype. It does. It does. So I'm going to apologize to you in advance if I'm not the sharpest, quickest, most jubilant host today. If I slur some words, not to worry. But I did want to come, and I did want to certainly talk about our meetup yesterday, and it was great. Interact with you guys a little bit. This morning on my breakfast live stream, I was having yet more technical issues. I couldn't do it from outside for those of you who were here, and I had to run into my studio, and there was something going on, and my upload from my computer to StreamYard was horrible. I was slow jerking, out of sync half the time. And I think I corrected what the problem was. So if anybody, I just want you to alert Ellen or me if all of a sudden the comment this morning was I looked like I was in a kung fu movie with the words not synced up with my mouth. If my picture starts to get fuzzy or I get real jerky or freeze up for a second or two, let me know. I need to know that I've fixed the problem. I'm not going to bore you with the details of what that problem was, but I think I have it, and it involved just my computer here in the studio, which is the main computer that I use for everything, for all the work I do, all the graphics editing, everything. And it's 5 or 6 years old now, and you know that as you go over time with the computer, you just keep installing more and more and more and more crap on it, and I think it finally just said, enough is enough. So I spent a few hours doing house cleaning. Hopefully it works. Let me bring Ellen in to say hello. And Ellen is dog sitting. Ellen has her microphone muted as well.
Okay, not anymore.
And we're working on getting Ellen's volume to match my volume, which is impossible while it's happening for me to really tell. I can hear it on my headphones, but it's hard for me to tell. And then when I watch the replay, she's always way louder than me. So if you would do that for me too, and Ellen, keep an eye on the chat. And just say, Mitch, you're louder, Ellen's louder, you're both the same. Just give me a hint. And if I don't get 10 different opinions, maybe something will be helpful.
Okay.
Ellen's dog sitting this weekend.
Yeah. I'm showing my
your bull mastiff.
Yep. I've got a 130 to 50 pound mastiff and a 10-pound Yorkie.
Oh my God.
We've been out running around and playing, and now we're snuggling on the couch, so I'm pretty much in heaven here.
Yeah.
On the couch.
That friggin' dog weighs as much as I do, Ellen.
I know. He does. No one's gonna mess with me.
No, I gotta tell you, you got a bodyguard there. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So I'm in a t-shirt today, guys. You're gonna have to love me like I am. I didn't shave my neck or anything like that today. I honest to God, I've been working since 5:30 this morning on all these technical things between the thing I'm doing for the outside live streams and
I got my.
having those problems with my inside, and then on top of everything else, I had all these pictures on my cell phone that I took yesterday, and I went to plug the USB cable in to get them out, and that thing is flaky now, and I'm going, oh no. So I managed to hold it tight in there and get the pictures off, but my God, I'm ready to throw out all the technology.
Oh.
Get myself a bicycle and head on down the road on it. It's crazy. It's crazy. So we're gonna give it a shot today. Like I say, I'm just not feeling real sharp, not like I usually do, and that just goes to show me how well tuned carnivore actually makes you without the influence of all of these other things, the conditions, especially prescriptions. And I can't even imagine how people that are taking 10, 12, 15 different prescriptions can even function with all that poison in their body. I don't get it.
It explains a lot, doesn't it? I mean, imagine there are people that are experiencing these side effects as their usual state of being.
Yeah, that's their normal.
And they don't even realize it anymore.
That's so sad.
Yeah.
Isn't that sad? That is really sad. All right, Ellen, okay. I'm going to start saying hi to some people that I'm going to talk about. I'm going to talk about yesterday. I will put you up in your little perch where you can look over us. I'm looking to see if anybody made a comment about. The sound is good. Mitch says Touramir, and both sound good and level. Wow, Ellen, remember the exact. Don't touch it. Don't touch it now. The exact setting that you have in StreamYard for your volume levels, and then we'll see if it also works. And I'm thinking maybe I'll probably do it. I'll probably do a live stream tomorrow morning. And I'm thinking, Ellen, what do you think of this? You can unmute your mic and talk to me. What do you think of this? What do you think that if on Sunday, it may be a good idea or a bad idea, if on Sunday we do the live stream at 10 a.m.
Well,
so that the people on the West Coast will be awake.
Yes, you had talked about that in the past, and I think it's a good idea to do a later one, whatever day it is, because there are people like our good friend Sherry who would like to come, but it's just too early.
Well, let me ask you, do you think it would interfere with church for too many people on a Sunday?
I honestly don't know. We could poll the crowd, right?
Let's okay, but
I guess just try it and see, right?
Yeah, tentatively. Let's try that. It's Sunday. You're supposed to sleep in. It means I won't have to get up in the dark and go out there and start setting up computer equipment. Give me a break, and we'll see how it works out. See, it's not going to matter for the people in Europe. It'll just be a little later in the afternoon for them. So let's try it tomorrow. So unless I cancel it because something happened, and I don't think so. I seem to be getting better. But I still have to take that Flomax drug, which is kicking the squat out of me. Yeah. We'll count on doing it 10 a.m. and it'll say 10 a.m. on the thumbnail as well. Okay. Thanks. Okay. All right, you can mute your mic again. Thank you. I see signs of life behind you. All right, let me go back to the front of the chat. Spend a few minutes saying hi. Touramir was in here first this morning. Holy cow, 10:39. How you doing? And Ellen answered her. Mark Booz was here early. Hi, Mark. Good to see you. United Carnivore, Mike Seeley, the regulars. Papa Carnivore. I guess I'm late today. Yeah, Peter. Got to get up pretty early in the morning for this. Mike Seeley's father chimed in. Don Schonger, how you doing? Richard Williams from Copper Hill, Tennessee is here. How's the weather up in Tennessee, Richard? I hope it's nice. Satya, how you doing? Satya Kal says, Sandy Blythe is here, says hi. Trucking Carnivore, good afternoon from Moriarty, New Mexico. Wow. If that doesn't sound, Moriarty, New Mexico, if that doesn't sound like a Wild West town, nothing does. Nothing does. Grandma Prepper says, afternoon, everyone. And Jerry Voitush. Get used to hearing it that way. I've always said Vajtush. And we spent the afternoon together. Jerry was at the meetup yesterday, and I finally said, I never asked him how to pronounce that. So I asked him. And he said, it's pronounced Voitush. I guess I don't know if it's a Slavic name or where it originates. Voitush. So I said, well, hell, Jerry, I've been calling you Vajtush for a year. Why haven't you corrected me? He says, he always got a chuckle when I pronounced it that way. He was a great guy. He bought me a box of cigars. He brought me a box of cigars. And he's vacationing right now over here on Melbourne Beach, spending a few days, and then I'll head back up to the Jacksonville area. And you'll see some pictures of all of us a little later here. We have Belmont Leone. Good afternoon to you. Less junk, more health. Rena Karp from Atlanta. Hi, Arena. From Hot Atlanta, Georgia. I don't know if the people in Atlanta like it when you call it Hot Atlanta, but it's kind of a nickname. Lori's here. Lori's Carnivore Story from Ontario, Canada. Welcome. Welcome. And Tammy is here. Tammy says, hey, Mitch. Hi, you all. Looking forward to seeing pictures of your meetup. I have a couple of sirloin steaks sitting out getting room temperature. Tammy, what time is dinner? I'll be right over. Actually, right before this stream, I put a ribeye in the sous vide, and it will be a little over 2 hours when the stream ends. And even though it's a little later in the day than I usually like to eat, I eat my first meal of the day a little later, and I'm going to have that for dinner. Just one lonely ribeye. Ruth Ann Lewis says, hey, Susan M is here. How you doing, Susan? Good to see you. Jason from Texas. Howdy, Podna. Peter Kruger from South Africa. I always love it when people come in from far away like that. Good to see you. Good to see you. I have a question here from Boxzod. Question. I don't like to talk politics, but I'm afraid I won't be able to avoid it. I talked about it this morning, and I actually had people comment that I shouldn't avoid it. I should talk about it. It's more entertaining. So I'll comment a little bit on it. But I will not tell anybody how to vote or try to change anybody's mind. The only thing, like in my carnivore period, is I'll express my opinion. And I just ask that people at least allow me the freedom to have my own opinion as I allow you the freedom to have yours, and not to run away with your tail tucked up between your legs, unsubscribing as you go because of the mean man. The mean man. A second thought. I watched it. I watched the entirety of it. It was not only very interesting, it was incredibly telling of the characters of both of those men. And I think that they both represented themselves famously. I was proud of both of them. There was no gotchas, no below the belts, there were two people having it wasn't even an interview. It wasn't an inquisition like so many of these interviews are by these biased newscasters. It wasn't like a courtroom. There were no challenges to the answers. It was a civil and relaxed and cordial conversation about pretty much all of the most important things going on in our world and what can be done about them to decide which path we take. Do we take the path towards universal bankruptcy and World War III, or do we take the path towards trying to get America back to the country it was that I remember? And it was a 3-hour interview. 3-hour interview. And I don't know how Trump does it. I thought I had a lot of stamina. My voice would never hold up. Never. You could hear his voice was a little strained in this interview. But the guy's doing 2-3 rallies a day as well. Hasn't taken a day off. And he said 56 days, not a single day off. Doing 2-3 rallies a day, traveling all over the country, doing interviews. And then can sit down with Joe Rogan for 3 hours. They had a conversation that ranged from everything from boxing and MMA to world affairs and dealing with foreign leaders and everything. I think it was brilliant. I watched some of it yesterday and I finished it off today. I think that Kamala Harris should do the same thing. And I'm not saying that because I don't think Joe Rogan would go after her. I think Joe Rogan is one of the few media types that basically has the ability to treat a guest, no matter who they are, with respect and try to engage in a civil conversation without the gotcha questions. Because none of us know who this woman is. She has never opened up to anybody yet. I mean, if you didn't know who Donald Trump was after that 3-hour interview with Rogan, I don't know where you've been hiding. But I don't know who the hell that woman is. I've never heard her opinions on virtually anything. All I've heard is pre-planned, cooked up, rehearsed talking points. She didn't even write them. I don't know. At any rate, don't let me tell you how to vote. Obviously, you know who I'm voting for. And I'm not ashamed to say it. The 4 years of the Trump presidency was the best we've ever seen it in this country. And they're saying he's Hitler, come on. Well, you forget about that 4 years where we had no wars, all peace, cheap gas. We were respected. Putin was behaving himself. Kim Jong-un was behaving himself. Xi Jinping was behaving himself. The Chinese were paying us billions of dollars in import tariffs. Nobody seems to remember that stuff. Christ, it was only 3.5 years ago. Whoops, here I go. I knew it. I knew it. No, don't get me started. Do not get me started. I cannot fathom how dense some people are, or how one agenda takes over common sense completely. I'm voting for the felon, says Drone Shots. Well, it's really cool. It's great to call him a felon, but I don't think we're going to be able to call him a felon much longer because, of course, they filed appeals on all those cases, and those cases were so weak and crooked and distorted and downright evil. They're getting overturned in the courts one after another, and pretty soon I think Donald Trump won't be a felon anymore. If he's a felon, then I want to be a felon too, because he's a man that I admire and wouldn't mind molding my own life after in every way. So there it is. How many people did I lose? I did, and I still got 95 of you. Oh, that's so heartwarming to know that people aren't bailing. Oh, somebody even bought me a coffee. Wow. Let's talk some more politics. Let's see who bought me a coffee. Mary Endersby bought me a coffee. Thank you. And she says, thanks, Mitch, for all you do. And I purposely left this on. And the reason I did is people, like to put super chats up. And I always like to acknowledge when somebody is kind to me and generous. And the problem with the super chats is Google takes 30% of it from me. Whereas if you use my Buy Me a Coffee link, I get 95% of it. They only take 5% and they use half of that for the credit card fees. So it's not greedy, but I don't get to see it on the screen of my computer, and I can't thank people when it happens. So I put it on my cell phone, and the link is everywhere. It's buymeacoffee.com/oldguycarnivore. And if you think you want to help support me and the stuff I do, hell, somebody's got to pay for these fabulously expensive, well, they weren't expensive, but powerful drugs that the urologist has got me on. But no, I'm joking. I'm joking. Anyway, thank you so much, Mary, for the coffee. Very sweet of you. So that's an answer to that question. Yes, I did watch it. I recommend everybody watch it. There were times when it got a little slow, especially when they were talking about boxing. I'm not, and the fight business. I'm not into that. But the man's knowledge, his memory, the names that he remembers. I can't do that. He's pulling names from 30, 40 years ago out of his head. I don't know what it is with him, but it much gets by him. There isn't much that gets by him. Granny Boo 2. Hello from Oklahoma. Good to see you, Granny. Thanks for coming. And Tammy Petard says, I shouldn't worry about anything. Everybody loves me. Thank you, Tammy. Thank you. Thank you. I feel the love, too. Honest to God, I do. That's why one of the reasons I keep coming back on here. And I'd rather do a live stream because I feel much more of a connection than if I just record a video and throw it out there. When people are actually live watching me. I actually do believe, even though I'm not a religious man, I actually do believe that we are all connected at some level on a universal level. And if I wrote a book about my theories about how that works based on science and physics as opposed to theology. But I do know that there are things that we experience that we think shouldn't happen. I've experienced these things, and I've been uneasy with the fact that I couldn't explain. I didn't want to believe that it happened, but I couldn't explain how it happened because it just happened. That's how you know things are real. Unless you're delusional, you have visions, hallucinations, or anything like that. When you witness something, to you, it was a real thing, and you want to know, don't tell me that can't happen. I just saw it happen. Well, the thing that happened to me, I'll go off on this a little bit. The thing that happened to me was that even though I didn't live near my mother, I knew the instant she died. I'm not saying I knew the hour she died. I'm saying I knew the instant that she died. I still to this day remember the feeling that came over me. I was living in Orlando. She was in St. Petersburg. And I knew it. I just knew it. My blood kind of ran cold. I kind of walked to the front door, went outside, out the front door, kind of looked west towards St. Petersburg, and I knew. And I said, how the hell does that happen? And then you start doing a little reading, and you read stories about all of these mothers who in the middle of the night bolt straight up in bed at the instant maybe their son was killed in a war halfway around the world. And all of this ESP stuff. Some of the psychic stuff is a con, but these experiences are real. So as part of me trying to figure out how it all works and where it all came from, I came up with some theories which I think are pretty close. And now the things we've learned about quantum entanglement, quantum physics, adds another dimension to the fact that maybe everything in the universe is at some level connected. So I do believe that stuff, and I do believe that there is a universal intelligence, and we all know that if you hook our brains up to a machine with all these wires and an electroencephalograph, that the needles move. There's all kinds of waveforms, and we're like radio stations. We are transmitting stuff and we are receiving stuff constantly. I think we're more like an organic internet. I think not only are we sending messages and receiving messages, but I think we're relaying other people's messages on the way by, like a router or a switch does on the internet. And when I was in the computer business and learning all about networking and how all this stuff works, all this stuff started to come together and say, wow, there's an awful lot of similarities here. And so I believe that. And I do believe that if I'm sitting here live, that I do feel a connection to all of you out there who are sitting there live at exactly the same time. We're tuned in together. Something is, they call it resonating. You know, we use the word resonate. I resonate. That resonates with me. Well, that's exactly what it means. And it's a very interesting subject. So I may not be religious when it comes to believing in any one of the many particular deities, but I'm not a stone atheist as such. I do believe. So I label myself spiritual. That's a big catch-all phrase. So I label myself spiritual. When people say, do you believe in God? My answer is, I haven't found him yet. That's all. It's the only difference between you and me. We each have to come to a point in our life where we're convinced that, that's it. That's what I've been searching for. So, little sermon for you from your Uncle Mitch. I'm looking up at Ellen. I'm looking for her approval. Yes, okay. Is this the time? Is this when I sprinkle the holy water on my head? I'm not used to these rituals, you know. Oh, I'm drinking so much water to try to keep my kidneys flush. And interestingly enough, I've been getting comments from people. Oh, let me get Tammy's. Again, I have that habit of leaving these chats up there. I've been getting comments. Everybody's giving me medical advice about how to fix my kidneys. There's nothing wrong with my kidneys. The problem is not my kidneys. My kidneys are perfect. Oh, wow. People are buying coffees. Holy cow. Let me stop here and thank whoever it was. We have Sammy Shuford bought me a coffee. Thank you so much. And then someone bought me a coffee. That's what I get when you don't put your name in there. But thank you so much. Someone bought you a coffee. And I will, after this, I will reply to each one of those and thank you personally. But very kind of you. Thank you. Thank you so much. What was I saying, Ellen? Help me. I got excited. Put your mic on and tell me where I was. You remember?
Okay, you were talking about, we were talking about energy. Now I'm trying to think of where you were going.
So you don't remember either. Okay, I feel better now. I thought it was just me.
I was talking to someone in the chat. I know. I'm not, your help is...
well, I was making a point. I was talking about something and I used that example. I was probably just trying to make the point that that's why I feel close to all of you.
Yes.
While I'm live, and I don't get that same feeling at all when I upload a video. It's not the same. It's not the same. Right. And if you open yourself to it, you can feel the connection. And if somebody likes you or loves you, you do feel the love.
Mm-hmm.
You do feel the love. It rejuvenates.
Mm-hmm.
I feel so much better than I did when I first started this thing. What was it? Yeah, half an hour ago. So
Well, it's interesting. I don't know if anyone in chat notices this, but even online on the internet, we're meeting people that you meet and interact with, like, maybe regularly or a few times. You do get a sense of whether you connect with them. You click with certain people, so it's interesting that
oh,
just
there's no doubt about that.
and it
I mean,
so that
look at
just comes through that energy, whatever.
yeah.
It's
I mean,
fascinating.
look at dating sites. I mean,
Well,
two people who never met each other fall in love and plan to get married, and they've never even had a video chat, and one of them may be an AI chatbot or a scam artist
yeah,
is
look,
sitting in Nigeria somewhere. But people, they show you a picture of somebody they think you'd be attracted to, and you fall in love with them, and it's entirely possible. You would hope that if
well,
there was a connection, that would signal danger rather than
yeah.
warmth and comfort.
Yeah, the dating sites, that's a little different. But anyway, Sherry Morgan just gave
I
me super.
I saw that. Let me scroll all the way down. See, I was still saying hi to people from like yesterday. I think I mean, it was real early in the
No, you
chat.
could be doing that forever.
Yeah, I haven't even gotten up to Sherry's thing yet. I'm scrolling and scrolling and scrolling and scrolling. Holy mackerel! Holy, there it is, Sherry Morgan. How you doing, sweetie? Love that sermon, Mitch. One of your best. Wow, wow. Very flattering, Sherry. Universal DNA, and love hearing your experiences. Love and light. Same to you, my dear. Same to you. I hope you're doing well today. Good to have you here. And there's Boyd Lamb. Boyd Lamb, washer and drive. Okay, Boyd, can always count on you, man. Thank you. Ludi Cross is here. How you doing? Mitch, loving what you do for us. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Peter's telling us he hasn't eaten anything today. Until just now, I had 2 hard-boiled eggs and some stuff. Well, Peter, you ate like a pig yesterday. Peter came to our luncheon and... oh, I can push Peter around a little. He can take it. He came to the luncheon. He came to the luncheon yesterday. We ate like, and I know this is a kind of an off-color sounding expression, and I hope it doesn't offend anybody. But when I heard it for the first time, my knees gave out from under me as I fell to the floor laughing. I had a friend named Michael. I could put it away when I was younger. I would always eat a lot. And we were standing somewhere one day. I don't know if it was a buffet line or not. Now, I'm warning you, if hide the small children for this one. And he looked at me and he says, Mitch, you eat like you had 2 rectums.
So,
I mean, what kind of what a visual that is. And I was thinking, I told that to Peter yesterday, I think, because that whole thing just came. We all, and yet none of us ate so much as to overeat. None of us came away. We all knew when to stop. That was amazing. These guys were running around, and I'm going to show you a little video of it. They were running around slicing meat off of skewers for us. We could have sat there until today and continued to eat. None of us. Now, if that was a dessert bar on a cruise ship, we would have cleaned it out. It's so obvious that the meat and fat are not like sugar when it comes to how much you want to consume and whether it satiates your appetite or not. It's incredible. So Peter ate all that at lunch, and then we went to the cigar lounge down the street. 4 of us did. And man, I haven't had a fun afternoon like that in a long time. And I'll tell you the story as I show you the pictures. But I got a picture from him. He followed Mark Booz and stopped at his house on the way home because he had to go right by Mark's house in St. Lucie on his way to Boca Raton.
nice.
And he sent me a picture of a spread, Mark, that Lisa put out for them.
Oh, nice.
Yet more food. And Peter's telling me now that for some reason he hasn't wanted to eat until now. Oh man, that looked really good, Peter. I was tempted to jump in my car. I could be there in an hour. I was tempted to jump in my car, and it probably would have been all gone by the time I got there. Anyway, thank you, Sherry, so much for that. And let me start here. What time was it? 3:31. Okay, I'm almost up to the current things. I know a lot of people checked in between where I left off before. I like to say hello to as many. So I hope many of you are still here in the chat right now, and I'm just going to take up at this point, which helped me catch up a little bit. Mark Boo says hi to Sherry. Muyini says hi all. How you doing? CB is here. Old guy Carnivore. I met my wife on Facebook. Yeah, she scammed me. Hey, listen, I used to do that internet dating. I met many women, and I never got scammed. I never got taken for money. But that was in the earlier days of the dating sites. It's the Wild West now. It's the Wild West. I could never do that again. Ever, never. Sherry saying hi to everybody. Papa Carnivore met his girlfriend on a site called Hinge. Shows you how out of touch I'm getting. I never heard of that site. And Dixie Scott, her son met his wife on a dating site. Well, how do you meet people today? That's been a problem. They frown on, you can't, with all this sexual harassment and everything, a man can't even approach a woman and try to even start a conversation without fear of being accused of rape or being, thrown in jail. It used to be that the workplace was the water cooler at the workplace was the dating site. Everybody would hook up. But they frown upon that now, and they've got the HR departments, and they give you lectures once a week on how not to fraternize at work and all. So what's left to us? What's left? Nobody. Bars? You go out to bars? I could never get into that. So the internet became the de facto way, because at least you knew, or you were supposed to know, that there were people out there who were looking for somebody. You weren't approaching strangers in the supermarket who were married with 6 kids and making a pass at them, because that's embarrassing. I don't care who you are. But how do you know? How do you know? I could never get up the nerve to do that. I thought about it a couple of times, saw a very attractive woman walking in the grocery store, and I said, no, how do you do that? You embarrass yourself. What do? Grab a couple boxes of Cheerios and say, excuse me, can you give me a hand a second? Is this box of Cheerios over here? Is this box of Cheerios, do you think this is a better brand than this brand? And I can't even imagine the look that a guy would get from a woman. Now, in the guy's mind, he's expecting the woman to go, your place or mine. Somehow it never happens that way. But what are you supposed to do? How are you supposed to meet people? In many countries, they arrange marriages. I don't know how well that works out. But. So we have dating sites. Aunt B is here. Hi, Aunt B. How you doing? And who else? DS111 has chimed in. Let's flip the screens. Ellen close up and Mitch and yeah, okay. See that, Ellen? I told you. Didn't I tell you? I told you. Charger Mopar's here. How you doing? I had to put in an oil filter on my Bobcat. The old one had a rust. Well, you're talking to a guy who knows what a Bobcat is, my friend. A lot of people think it's an animal. I don't know. A Bobcat is one of those small little excavating machines to dig up dirt, and you sit in a cage kind of in the middle of it. It's very small. You can, tow them around on a small trailer and use them for smaller jobs. Who else we got here? Aunt B, Tammy. All right, let me take a little break here and hang on a second. Now, I want to preface, most of you don't know me. Oops, hang on a second. That's a joke. That's from our thing yesterday. And I double clicked it and the video started playing, and I guess you heard the audio of that. So I want to preface these pictures and these videos and just say, I made a decision yesterday that this was not a work event. I was not the photographer, the producer, the talent, the lighting guy, the sound guy. I was going to have a good time and relax.
Good.
And I wasn't going to work.
Good. I'm glad.
I decided I'm not going to do a live stream from here like I did from the last one. I am going to sit down and be a part of the party instead of a chronicler of the party. And I'm glad I did. And I'm glad I did. The attendance was really only about half of what I expected. We only had about 15 people. We were expecting about 30.
Oh, really?
Had a lot of RSVPs of people that never made it. Some of them, one or two of them actually wrote me and said we can't make it, but a few others just didn't make it. I understand. It's if you're not in the neighborhood and you got to drive an hour or two, things happen. But that didn't stop us. Pardon me. That didn't stop us. So I imagine everybody knows by now, but I'm going to go ahead and tell you anyway. We had Robert Kiltz coming and Dr. Nelson Vasquez and Mike Seeley Jr. and Sr. and Peter, Papa Carnivore, Jerry Voitush. We had Mark Booz was going to be there. I knew that Kiltsy was going to be bringing one or two. A few other people showed up, but it wasn't a big crowd. But for the crowd we had, it was such a great time. And I would recommend if anybody has an opportunity to go to one of these things, and it's within a reasonable distance. Doesn't have to be one of the ones that we put on, or it could be somebody else's community. It doesn't matter. When you get around a bunch of carnivores, you know it. I mean, there's just something about these people. They all look good, healthy, sane. And if meat is on the menu, it's even better. So, like everybody was with the cell phones. And it was mayhem. It was mayhem. If you can imagine. Somebody hand me their cell phone. Would you take a picture of me in kilts? Oh, okay. Take a picture. Here, somebody else say, here, take that same picture with my cell phone. And the cell phones were flying. I'm surprised everybody went home with their own cell phone after all that cell phone shuffling. But then I got a bunch of emails. Here's the pictures I took. Here's the picture. So I got a whole bunch of pictures from everybody's different cell phones, and so many of them are the same picture. I was going to put together a video, but I don't have enough to put together a video. And but the biggest surprise of the day was that Dr. Nelson, pulls me aside when I first get there, and he says to me, I don't say anything yet. I said, what? Don't say anything yet, but Curry is coming. I said, I'm talking about Curry from, Homestead House. I said, Curry is coming? How the hell did that happen? He said, well, he's in Florida working on his Healing Humanity documentary, and he's on his way to interview Dante Ferrigno. And he said it was only an hour or two out of the way to come over here to Melbourne. And I talked to him, and he wanted to come. I said, that's great. I can't believe it. And before too long, here comes Curry walking up with his sidekick, his photographer, I guess. And we, talking about getting to know somebody online, you know, we've done a couple of live streams together. We've had some nice phone conversations, and we feel like we're almost brothers, even though he's young enough to be my son. And the connection is incredible between, it's like brothers, like lifelong friends. I mean, I saw him, well, it's funny, you know me. I like to bust on people I really like. So the first thing I said to Curry as he's walking up, I look at him and I go, who the hell invited you? And he looked at me, and we both started laughing, and then I ran up. We gave each other a big hug, you know, the mafia-type hug where they pat each other on the back and separate quickly so as not to have anybody think there's anything wrong with that. But, and it was, what a great surprise. So we had 15 people. But of the 15 people, we had 4. Well, yeah, if you count United Carnivore, but we had Robert Kiltz. Yeah, we had 4 YouTubers. We had Dr. Nelson Vasquez. We had Robert Kiltz. We had Kelly Mann. And we had me. And the other people that were there, that was a real treat for everybody. You very rarely ever get to meet one of the people you watch on YouTube in your life, let alone have 4 of them all in the same room at the same time, which shows you how small a community we really are. I mean, it was like the whole community was almost there. So we had a great time. Kelly, while we were there, Curry, excuse me, I did that earlier. That's the drugs talking. Curry. No, I said Terry earlier, didn't I?
Yes.
Yeah. Curry said, what did Curry say? See, that's where I am today, Ellen. That's where I am. I just come to a screeching halt like a stoplight, and I got to figure out, you know, which direction I wanted to go on from there. At any rate, I'll blame it on the drugs. You all know I'm not usually like this. But we had a ball. Curry and, I know what I was going to say. Curry and I are having a joint live stream on election night. Now, I don't know if that's such a smart idea. He picked the date. But I don't care. The election outcome is going to be the same whether we're having a live stream or we're watching everybody else's reporting. But we're going to be on at 8 o'clock Eastern time. It's going to be on Curry's channel. He went and created the live stream. It'll be simultaneously live on my channel, but I won't be able to bring Ellen in since he's the one that is at the controls for this thing. And I was going to be at the controls and bring him in, and lo and behold, first thing this morning, I get an email from him, and there's a link. He already created the stream. Doesn't matter to me which way. Doesn't matter. It's going to be at the exact same. He suggested that time, and that's when my Tuesday night live stream is anyway. And I didn't figure election night would be the greatest night for me to do a live stream, but a joint stream with Curry. Not an interview. We've done 2 of these already. We have a great time together. So look for that a week from this Tuesday. That would be 9-10 days from today. So we're going to do that. Now, I was talking about the film, is that everybody was swapping cameras, everybody's trading cameras. I took some cell phone videos. Some other people took some cell phone videos. Somebody grabbed my camera and took cell phone videos of me. The videos suck. Nobody was holding the cameras still. I'm trying to take video. I'm trying to eat. So, you know, there was one long video, which is where I don't know, was it Kiltz walking around the table talking to everybody who was there. and I'm trying to film it from where I'm eating, and I'm trying to eat a big rib with this hand. And every time I took a bite of the rib, the camera got tilted down. So it's the worst video I ever shot. My apologies, but it'll show you what it was like. And then I'll show you some other pictures because everybody took selfies of everybody. And then I'll show you the most important thing that happened all day at the end. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to switch you over to this view right here. I'm going to clean that Bobcat comment off the screen. You all know who that is. And I'm going to start playing this thing, and I hope it's not too embarrassing. Here you go.
Most of you don't know me. That's a joke. It's me, Mitch.
Don't remember. How can you forget Mitch?
And I guess you all know me because if you're watching this video, you're watching my channel right now. So I'm here at a meetup that we're having today in Melbourne, Florida, at the Brazilian Steakhouse at the Melbourne Square Mall. And this turned out great. My story, I've told my story so many times that you probably know it already, but I'm 77 and a half years old. I've been carnivore for 2 years and 3 months. It fixed everything, and I'm the healthiest I've ever been, except for some leftover garbage I've been carrying forward from all those days of eating healthy, at least the way they told me to eat. And I'm in the process right now of passing a kidney stone. And the fact that I'm here and eating and talking and have energy has got to be a testimony to the carnivore way of life. That I can do this even while I'm in the middle of passing a kidney stone. So
There you go.
there's proof. I am on some drugs, however.
Pass them around.
Pass them around, yeah. They would knock you out, Kilts. So thank you, and let's move on to Mike Seeley, United Carnivore, and his lovely wife.
I'm Isa, and I'm the wife of United Carnivore. I think this is my first day.
Day one.
Day one.
Okay.
That's the best day of carnivore.
Yes.
Yeah, it is.
Appreciate you.
Biggest decision you'll ever make in your life, best. Yeah.
Hey guys, I'm Mike, and I go under United Carnivore. A little over 2 years ago, I was quite big. I was 372 pounds. I'm about 190 now.
Wow.
So about 180, 185 lost, and so on a whole handful of medications. A lot of days I couldn't even get up out of bed. I used to say I was living large. If you'd see some of my pictures, they're huge. So grateful every single day and appreciate all you guys coming in. And let's eat meat.
Yeah.
Hi, I am father of United Carnivore, and yesterday I was 8 months carnivore. I have stopped all my medications, and I am happy. I'm feeling great, and hopefully I will live another 25, 30 years.
There you go.
What's up, everybody? Mark Booth Sr. Been on this 10 months now, pushing 70 pounds of weight loss. Like these guys said, anxiety and depression, big thing that went away. The only thing I dislike about this diet is I have to constantly buy new clothes. Credit card companies love me because I have to keep getting them. But no, jokes aside, this is a lifestyle now for me, and I'm almost 12 months in, and I don't want a chip, I don't want a Pop-Tart, I don't want any of it. Very happy, very content, sleep good now, more energy than I had before starting this, and overall just a happier guy. Happy to wake up every day and enjoy the Florida sunshine.
Hi, my name is Peter. Everyone knows me as Papa Carnivore.
Beef ribs, huh?
Rocking 632 days.
Go ahead. This is where I was eating a rib.
Carnivore, so November 1st is 19 months for me. I was 300 pounds.
That was a stain on the table in front of me. I warned you. I warned you.
ADHD. I had high blood pressure, type 2 diabetes, full blown. I was on a handful of medicine, just like Carrie had said, and IBS, sleep apnea, omeprazole. A lot of you guys are familiar. It's chronic, horrible. But I could just go on and on. But chronic arthritis in my knees. I was telling Dr. Kiltz, so bad I could barely walk across the room. Well, here I am now, 199 pounds down, 101 pounds.
Yes, sir.
I take literally no medicine, zero. Well, I take some iodine, I take some magnesium citrate supplements, and a vitamin D K2 tablet. But from where I was, I mean, I am happy. Just the depression's gone. I'm off all my psych meds and completely off everything. My blood pressure is normal. My A1C is 5.1 or 5.2, and I just recommend this lifestyle for everybody. I can't just tell you how happy I feel. So full of energy. I want to literally get up on the table and I want to run around the table. Let's go!
Thank you, Peter.
Jerry Woodfish from Ponte Vedra Beach, Florida, and I've been doing this for about 6 months, and I feel great.
Jordan's reading, Aaron.
Hi, I'm John Laspina, carnivore teacher. I'm going on 6 years, and everybody talks about their days, so I just took the calculator out to find out my days. It's 2007 days. I've been fully
All right.
But I've been fully carnivore going on 2 full years. Wow. Lower back pain, inflammation gone, AFib healed. The biggest one is emotional balance and health. I've never felt better in my life. I want to run around the table with him. And I'm going to keep on going because I just feel fantastic. And I want to pay it forward and let as many people know about this because all the other messages are out there. And we need to hear the proper, how to eat properly.
Eat a vegan.
Eat a vegan.
Congratulations.
Hi everybody, I'm Doug. I'm married to the carnivore teacher. I introduced him to keto, so I'm 2010 started. I'm more ketovore, getting there, but yeah, everything for the last, how many years now? 6?
Going on 6.
I'm down to my heaviest, probably 35 pounds for my heaviest. I'm up a little bit right now. Just my online presence is Seymour Seas Cruises, so I got a lot of cruises. So that's a little bit of a juggling act there, but there's a way to do it, and appreciate you guys allowing me to come today.
Yeah.
Good.
Okay, there you go. That was the extent. What did you think, Ellen? Here, I'll bring you in. We can talk. We can talk about that.
Wow. That was like so much fun. And
It was-
I just wrote in the chat, what a bunch of handsome men.
I'm telling you, yeah.
There's something to this carnivore stuff, I'm telling you.
I think there might be. I think there might be. And Jerry was short and to the point there, wasn't he? Peter.
Yep.
Peter and Mark told a real nice story.
Yeah.
There were some people on the other side of the table. I don't know if I got to video them, but I think I may have another video where Kiltsy was running around the table. And let me look for that. But I wasn't thinking much about production and video and B-roll and all that stuff. I was thinking about eating meat and having fun with my friends. You know, it was something I don't do very often.
I'm glad you did that.
I am too, but now I wish I had at least paid a little more attention to the business end of running a YouTube channel. But I do enough of that. Let me see what I got here. I got another video. Is this it? Which one is this? Bear with me.
Oh, yeah.
So they come around and they
Okay,
just
yeah.
keep bringing you meat.
Hang on a second here so you can see, so you'll be able to see this one. And I need to change the scene again, and I need to do this. Or I need to put Ellen up in her corner, and now I need to start the video. Here we go.
Oh, yeah.
So they come around and they just keep bringing you meat.
Yeah, I'll take it.
Just keep bringing meat.
Oh, no, we're having.
Look at this. Look at this. Look at this over here.
So Georgia is
There's Kelp.
also up northeast, I think, right?
Massachusetts.
Yeah, yeah. So he comes down here wintertime, is that?
And
No, she was at a conference in Palm Beach.
Oh.
Yeah, I think
you're
like,
And Curry.
yeah, we were like, we got to film Dante at some point, and we were able to coordinate schedules. We're kind of kill two birds with one stone.
Like a metabolic psychiatry retreat.
Oh, yeah, cool.
Well, we got a nice gathering here.
Harry, today's day 60 for me.
Oh, that's nice.
Congratulations.
It only gets better.
It does.
25, went on sale 290.
It sure does.
You get to day 100, you're gonna feel better than you feel today.
Do we have anyone else coming about the team?
So there you go.
Yep.
I think there I actually finally got everybody into, in the picture, but you saw Curry. And again, it wasn't a day to chronicle it for posterity. It was a meeting that we had a great time. I noticed a question. It was in Melbourne, Florida, this meeting. At least the four of us, the four musketeers, Peter, me, Jerry, and Mark, decided we're going to do this more often because we had an absolute ball. And let me just start going through some of the pictures. There's going to be a lot of repeats. I'm going to have the same picture from different people's cameras. But I want to show you the pictures, and I'll kind of narrate them for you as I thumb through them. Let me get them up here on the screen. Here is, hang on a second. Oops. Here we go. There's Terry in his Healing Humanity shirt. Curry. When this is over, Ellen, tell me go directly to bed. Do not pass go. Do not collect $300. I'm loopy. Honest to God. Honest to God. But there's Curry, and God, I never remember names, but the fellow on the other side of me is his photographer, cameraman, and I think he's involved with him somehow. What's his name? Adam.
I can't remember his last name offhand.
Well, you're doing better than I am. I forgot his first name, but we really didn't get to talk. And one thing you can see,
He's a nice guy, really nice.
yeah, they're all nice guys, but one thing you can see, I'm taller than Curry.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And he was. I mean, everybody was surprised, and I don't know why I get.
He's a smaller guy.
But I don't know why I get that a lot. A couple other people said, "Wow, you're taller than I thought you were," and that puzzles me. I don't know why I might look shorter. Maybe I don't know. I don't know. But yeah, and so there was that picture, and let me just page through these and see what we got. Same picture again. Same picture again. Now here's a very interesting picture of somebody's feet. Another picture of us. There's Jerry and Curry. Everybody, they want selfies. There's Peter. There's Nelson with the hat right there. And we had some women come and show up. And Mike Sr. was there. And another little video.
That was a shock.
I didn't either. I just found out last night, right?
And
Thank you to Mitch.
you on
I started losing a little more weight.
And then I just slowly, like.
He still is.
I started cutting out.
He did a video about a week ago, I think.
And we're starting to arrive here today.
Hello.
Hey, there's Michael Sr. and Mark Booz, and there's Peter. And Jerry Vodstush next to him.
That was before he told me how to say the name.
Carnivore teacher. And Doug. Doug? Is it Doug?
Doug.
Doug. I have remembered. Welcome, everybody. Welcome.
Thank you.
Obviously, this wasn't a very well planned presentation for me today.
Kelsey.
And this
in
one was
the house.
sideways, and I don't have a way to flip it without going into my editor, so turn your head sideways and watch this. This is when Kelsey showed up.
Shut up, Dodger hat.
Well, I didn't have my Dodger hat.
Shut up, Kilts.
Whatever this man tells me, how you doing?
Look who's here.
Like, come on.
2 weeks in a row. Jesus Christ. 2 weeks in a row. Look what we got. Who would ever thought? Who would ever thought we had a star-studded meeting?
Kelsey.
My friend, my boyfriend came from Hudson.
Oh, have you been to a carnival?
Never.
You guys are in trouble. All right.
2 weeks in a row. Jen doesn't know I'm here right now. She's gonna be so jealous. I got to see Kelsey.
All right. Let's see. Where's the salad?
I think you guys got a bromance going on.
A little bit. That's the truth. A little bit.
How you
But with
doing?
you too. Are you good?
Yeah, I'm.
Kidney stone?
It's still passing, but I'm good, man. Listen, I'm a carnivore, man. You can't.
Yeah, let's do it. Is this okay over here?
Yeah, sit right over there. All right. What a start. What a start.
Oh, yeah.
All right, we've been there. All right, so everybody's running around taking selfies with everybody else. And I'll just flip through these. Peter and Kilts. There's a little group picture of all of us outside. And another one. There's a group picture of us inside. Now, to the good stuff. Where was it? I skipped over it here. There it is. Okay, my friends. Right there. I don't know if we're being bad or not, but I see he's got it all decorated up for Halloween. I didn't even notice that when I was there yesterday. It was behind us. But that
is great. I'm interrupting for this picture.
No, go ahead, Sherry. Ellen. Fuck. Sorry.
That's okay. Ellen, Sherry.
Sherry. Oh my God.
Whoever.
Honest to God, it's everything I can do right now to just keep going here. You know. I took a. They give me Flomax to try to dilate and relax the muscles in that ureter.
Yeah.
And that's Flomax. I'm not used to taking any drugs. I did stop the Oxy, though, but turns out it's the Flomax. And a couple hours ago, I'm supposed to take one capsule a day. I took the one, and I could feel it hit when it hit. And I'm just running around like I'm just kind of limp and kind of brain foggy, you know, and I just want to lay down, take a nap. And that's not usually like me. And I can't wait for this to be over. I can't wait for that stupid stone to pass so that I can stop taking poison and get back to, I don't know how long, hopefully it won't take too long for my body to get back to where I am. But it's not just whatever it was that you have, it's what else it does to you, trying to treat it and make it go away and then recover from the bad effects of all the treatments that you had to take. But that's life. Nothing you can do. At any rate, Ellen, I do know who you are.
Yeah, I know. But that's a great picture. I love that. I just
that picture, they have about 8 of those recliners in there. They've got big smoke eater, filters in the ceiling. we got to that tobacco shop around, I'd say 2:30. And I went into the humidor and I bought myself a really good cigar because I was in a great mood. I'm celebrating. So there I am with that cigar. I had just lit it. You can see it's still. It lasted. Actually, everybody finished theirs before me because I just relax with them. I don't fire them up, keep them burning. I just it's a relaxing thing. We got out of there at 6 p.m. 6 p.m. Crazy. So when you take, and I don't know what part of the day was better. Each party, both the meetup and the after, sitting around with some friends in a cigar lounge is one of the coolest things for me that I can do. And the time flew. I don't know where the time went, but we all decided and we all agreed en masse that this had been in total one of the best days any of us had spent in quite a while. It was just great. And I came home, I don't want to say glowing, but I was just happier than I'd been in quite a while, feeling more content about things. It was great. It was great. So I want to thank the guys. I want to thank Jerry over here, Peter, and Mark. Thanks for this day, guys, and I know you enjoyed it as much as I did. It was fun, and as you can obviously see, I didn't put together a big presentation about it, but I think you all got the idea. If you get a chance to go to one of these meetups, by all means, take advantage of it. Take advantage of it. All right, Ellen, we got any questions anywhere? Unmute your mic.
Yes. Well, our friend Sherry Morgan, I think, asked if you'd ever considered a carnivore dating site. I think it was the conversation about dating sites.
Yeah, and you know that I've been asked that question 4 or 5 times before. Believe it or not. No, seriously.
Yeah, well,
and the problem with that is there's just simply not enough carnivores. You can't find 10 carnivores in your state, let alone to find enough of them to give you enough of a variety in age and locations and everything else for a dating. There's just not enough of us for that. I don't think. I think that the chats in our videos are 100 times better chance for people to get together and meet each other than if they tried to make a dedicated dating site. Plus, the amount of work that would go into it would be enormous. So no, I don't think it's practical. I don't think it's a very practical idea.
Scan through the chat because Lori said she asked a question, but I can't find it.
Well, maybe I can find it with my little QQQ search.
Yeah.
So let me try that and see. QQQ. And B says, could you start an old-fashioned courting experience? Was that Sherry who asked that, or excuse me, was that Sherry who asked the question about the dating site?
Yes, Sherry.
Oh, because Ann B says, could you start an old-fashioned courting experience, complete with the accompanying a cranky aunt watching every move? Oh yeah, that's what I would like. B, I would like to have one of them. Another question. Ellen saying type QQQ. Found that. Yeah. Lori, I found it.
Did you? Oh.
I did. I found it, and it abruptly scrolled to the next page.
Okay.
Thanks a lot. All right, so I'm going to have to go through the questions again.
So
there it is, Mitch. Mitch, will we soon be seeing more before and after photos? Probably not, Lori. I have very few before photos, and you've already seen all of them. And I've been carnivore and fairly thin long enough where I don't have any more. So you see an after photo every day when you tune in here.
Okay.
But that one
might-
video, that I have that's entitled "Then and Now," pretty well covers it, I think.
Okay. I think she might have meant of other people. Did you, Lori?
Oh yeah. Oh, I'm sorry.
I know.
Sorry. Yes,
So
you
you know
will.
that, like-
Yes, you will. I have a few more, and I need to show them the before and after pictures of some of you guys, not me. Why do I always think it's got to be about me? It doesn't.
Well,
Okay. Yeah.
it's hard to know.
I have them, and I will be doing that. I've showed you Peter and Mark so far, I think. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
So,
So yes, we will have some more of those.
You submit photos,
Yes, please do that.
do.
Boyd Lamb asks me, did they serve any wild game? Not really. No, it was mostly they had chicken, they had bacon wrapped chicken, they had filet, bacon wrapped filet, they had prime rib, picanha, skirt steak, ribs, both pork ribs and beef ribs. That's what I ate. They had sirloin. It was delicious, and it was seasoned right, and you don't stuff yourself, but in the final analysis, you eat a decent amount of food, but your hormones do turn off your satiety, turn on your satiety. It's not like eating spaghetti and meatballs where you eat until you can't move and you still think you're hungry. This, you just say, and it was amazing to watch. It was amazing to see. It was like everybody just kind of finished it right about the same time, and they give you these little cards on the table. One side of them is green and the other side is red. And when you want somebody to come around and slice some meat off for you, you leave the card on the green side. And then when you've had enough, you turn it to the red side and they stop offering you. So that's a pretty neat little system. And you get a little pair of tongs too. So, and some of the meats, as they're slicing it off the skewer, you reach up. It's your job, is to reach up and grab the piece as it's peeling off with the tongs. I didn't do my job too well. Unfortunately, I got some. I mean, I didn't either at the last time I've been to these places. So what this guy was doing, this one guy would come around and he'd slice something off, and he'd slice it off, and he'd just stand there and leave it kind of hanging, like this, and looking at me like, okay. Like you look at people who don't go when the light turns green, So I finally got the message, got the tongs, went up and grabbed it. But you talk about platefuls of food, and everybody knew when to stop. That should be just filming everybody in one of those steakhouses eating meat and not eating the garbage, and just stopping eating on their own would be enough to prove to people that this is what we're supposed to be eating and not all that sugar-laden crap. Let's see if there's any more questions here. I don't see any. Where? Ellen, I think I got them all.
I think you did.
I think I did, yeah. Oh, yeah. Lori says she meant from others. Well, we
Yeah.
figured that out. I see somebody highlighted me. Who is that? DS111. I started baking beef short ribs the way you suggested some time ago in a video, meat side down. They came out softer. Good.
Oh, wait.
Good.
I did
Yes.
find one unretired carnivore wants to know if there's another meetup planned.
Not yet.
Not
Not
yet.
yet. No, we figure let's get the other one out of the way before we schedule the next one. but we're gonna do some more. And I was thinking that although these places aren't cheap, these Brazilian steakhouses, they're not cheap. Lunch cost about $50.
Yeah.
And whether it's worth $50 to you or not, I don't know. But there's nowhere else you can go, and I don't care how much you pay, and have them just keep bringing meat to you as much as you want with no limit on it. And it's delicious stuff, and it's good quality meat. I don't know, and I think maybe the price of these places does off-put people. Now, we can also have a meetup just at a plain barbecue joint. But even that's not real cheap. I mean, they want $30 for a pound of brisket. They want or 20, 25 pounds for $1 for a pound of pulled pork. But what we could, what you do is you go to a barbecue place, which is much more informal, and you figure how many people there are, and you just order so many pounds of sliced brisket, so many pounds of pulled pork, maybe some chicken, and you tell them and see if they'll go along with you. Do not let any seed oils near this stuff. Do not coat it with tons of sugar-laden rubs and sauces. We want meat, and if you can get a barbecue place to do that for you, this would work better if you had a bigger crowd, but that would be a less expensive alternative to a meetup. The problem, again, is the relatively small size of our community and the fact that most people, wherever the meetup is, are going to have to travel to get to it. It's not like going to a convention that lasts for a weekend or something like that. You're basically going somewhere for lunch. Why would you want to get on an airplane? Oh, don't let that dog eat you. Mute your mic.
Hey. Behave.
Mute your mic, Ellen. Thank you.
Okay. Oh my goodness. Okay.
There you go. I mean, I could mute it for you, but I think if I mute it, then you can't unmute it. So I'd rather you be able to unmute it when you want to, get my attention. What time is it? 20 after. Okay, we'll do a little longer. We're probably going to do an hour and a half today. I'll get back to the 2-hour live streams when I'm over this nonsense and back to feeling myself. Usually I have some subjects and things planned. I had to plan to talk today about the meetup, but there was only so much you can say about a bunch of people getting together and having lunch. We had a great day. I was thinking about maybe doing one in Orlando. So if anybody might be interested in an Orlando meetup, and a lot of people come to Orlando as a vacation destination. Maybe you could kind of combine the meetup with maybe a weekend or something for your family. Let me know. Just shoot me a note. oldguycarnivore@gmail.com. Boyd Lamb says troll. What do you talk? What troll, Boyd? Do we have a troll? I can't believe it. Nobody would dare. Boyd Lamb record scratch. I don't get it, Boyd. You're going to have to enlighten me on that. Keep an eye out for see if Boyd clears that, what he meant by when he put in there. Oh, that was a long time ago, though. That was way back in the chat. Way back. All right, down here, my not meetup would suit me. You are talking Minot, North Dakota? Is Minot in North Dakota or South Dakota? Boyd Lamb, record scratch was when you had a brain freeze. Oh, I get you. Okay. DS111 just says, Old Guy Carnivore. Yes, North Dakota. Okay. Well, I'm nowhere near Minot. You know who could do a meetup up there? Might be Curry. He's in Wisconsin. I think that's closer to you than I am. And we have, again, scroll down here. Sherry says, thank you, Sherry. As soon as I get my dental implants finished, should we do a meetup in Florida, or will you come over to California, celebrate with the OG family? It depends on when and everything else. It's hard to say, Sherry. It's a chore. It's such a chore for me to travel anywhere anymore. I have to get to Orlando, to the airport, and flying these days is a nightmare. And I work 24/7 now. I'm so busy that I don't think I think if I take 3-4 days off and try to do something, I wouldn't have a YouTube channel when I got back. It's almost like being a magician spinning plates, and you have to keep going back to this one and spinning it and that one and spinning it. It would make me very nervous to leave, and I haven't gone anywhere for years and years and years. I'm not averse to it. I used to travel all the time, always on airplanes, always gone. But lately, my world keeps shrinking and shrinking and shrinking. But I'm certainly open to anything. I'm certainly open to talking about anything. And of course, if you wanted to come to Florida, we would certainly make sure that we had a hell of a thing planned down here. So either way, I haven't been to California, and I used to go out all the time. I used to go to San Diego every year for a big knife show. The Art Knife, it's called the Art Knife Invitational. I used to go out there every year. And I was married at the time, and we would stay at the Del Coronado. We would rent a car and drive all over the state and go out to Tahoe. I was always on the go. I had a business that ran without me, which was the whole idea. I owned it, was a CEO, but my staff ran the business. I didn't have to be there every day, and we had cell phones. It wasn't that long ago, so I could be out of the office. But this business, so-called YouTube business I have now, needs me to keep pedaling. I can't just, if I go away, it dies. There's nobody going to do it. So we'll see. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Appreciate the super chat. Where did it go? There it is. But yes.
Mitch, Mark and Lisa Boos have offered to host some kind of get-together at their place with a pool. So I'm gonna keep that in my memory.
All right, I'm here. Let me just get the hell out of here. I'm on my way. I'm almost. I can be there. I can be there in an hour, guys. No problem. What are we having? You smoke? What are you smoking? No, he invited me. I mean, he told me that yesterday. I was like, I didn't think about doing a meetup there, but he said, anytime, you just let me know. I'm an hour away. What's an hour drive on the interstate? And when I say an hour away, I mean I'm right next to the interstate. That's how close I am to the entrance is right around the corner. And he's right off down in St. Lucie. So he said, Lisa and I have you over anytime. We put some stuff in the smokers, sit out by the pool out there, and I was ready to go last night. So very gracious, nicest guy. You'd love him. You would. You'd love him. Great guy. Great guy.
I already do.
And Peter wasn't half bad either. Peter's a sweetheart. Peter, honest to God, has got such a big heart.
He does.
You hear that, Peter? It doesn't go unnoticed. You do anything for anybody, I believe. And interestingly enough, the three of us all have a similar story of the phoenix, basically, rising from the ashes. Each of us has had enormous disasters in our life that left us down and out. Peter has, Mark has, and I have. Jerry, on the other hand, we were joking with him yesterday. His life was like steady and straight. He lived a good life. But the three of us felt kind of a connection because of that. Having had and then lost and then had problems and troubles with Mark. He had an accident on the job and got himself injured pretty badly. And I mean, it was, and all of us today are in a great place. Took years, but it shows you. It shows you that it can be done. Sherry says, we got to get Mitch to California. He will get views, I promise. Sherry. Yeah, I mean, there's no reason why I can't make videos when I'm on the road. That's for sure, and I can post them. I have to be doing live streams on tablets or cell phones. I've done that before, but yeah. You when you get that dental business at a point where you're ready to do this stuff, you let me know. We'll figure something out. We'll fly everybody into California. Maybe Kiltsey will want to come, because Kiltsey's got I don't know if you know this about Kiltz, Dr. Kiltz, but he owns a private jet. He owns a Cessna Citation, and he owns, I think, the fourth largest IVF clinic in the country. He's got clinics in every city. He does real well for himself. You'd never know it. He's the nicest, sweetest, down-to-earth guy. And I was joking with him. He said to me as we left the meetup, you and I need to get together more often. I was joking with him because we got talking about aviation. The fact that I'm a pilot, and aviation has always been a huge part of my life. And he's a pilot, he flies. And I said to him, well, you can always send your plane for me. And he said, well, either that or I could take one of my smaller planes and fly down there, and we could just fly back together. I said, that'll work. Because he's over in Sarasota when he's in Florida. He's got a house in Florida, and he's got a house up in New York. But generous guy, nice guy. So you meet some of the greatest people. You meet some of the greatest people in our sphere, in our community here. It is really unbelievable. Let me get down to the bottom of the chat here. Senator McDonald is here. How you doing? Gray Wolf says, hi, ya all. Resting Witch Face. I love that name, Resting Witch Face. Says hi to Sherry. Mark's still here. Hey, I'm thankful for the bad. Without it, wouldn't be this happy. That's true. Those kind of things just mold you and form you. Peter's laughing, says, ha, ha, ha.
Oh, is Resting Witch Face here?
Yeah, she's down there at the bottom.
I missed her. She must have just slipped in.
And Papa, I'll turn the security cameras off, says Mark. Magic Moon is here. You guys are just having a ball. BYOM, says Papa Carnivore. Bring your own meat. I'll bet you that's what that means. Carnivore pool party at Mark and Lisa Boo's house. Yay. See, Peter's on board. Mark, yeah. you better be careful what you wish for.
Yeah, I think so.
Mr. and Mrs. Boo's will host, but you got to bring an appetite and a bathing suit. Oh man, I got both of them. I definitely got both of them. So I'm reading the same chat. Looks like, Sherry says, looks like I'm coming to Florida. Not necessarily. When the time comes, Sherry, who knows where we'll be, or who knows what different situations may have come up. We will, and we'll see what kind of a deal we can put together, what kind of a meetup. I don't know how many carnivores are out there around where you are. Are there enough carnivores out there that would actually make a meetup in that area possible? Hard to say. Hard to say. We're so spread out. Most people don't even know another carnivore outside of this community. I don't know anybody around. I know one guy in this community who eats meat, or predominantly meat, but that's about it. That's about it. There is a California carnivore here. That might be one of them. But California is a huge state, just like Florida is a huge state. You can be in one place in Florida, like Pensacola. And if you want to get down to the Florida Keys, you got an 800-mile drive. I mean, it's crazy. It's a big state.
Well, Mitch, I just met a new carnivore last week at the butcher shop.
Well, that's good. That's where you might likely meet one.
Yeah, that's a good place. And also, one of the guys that works there, because they all know me, of course, said he had a woman come in who was asking about it. And so I left my name and number for her to call me.
Cool.
Questions. So there's people out there.
Oh, it's great.
And I live in a small town in Wisconsin, so there's hope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure there is. It's just not going to happen overnight.
No, but you are right. It's not. There's not a large volume, large numbers.
Jason H says we have a barbecue joint that has all-you-can-eat option. Well, they're pretty safe with carnivores. When my son and I go out to lunch, he's twice the size of me. I eat twice as much food as him, and I basically only eat a pound of food at a meal. I eat 2 pounds a day. But he always seems to get satisfied before I do. Unless he's eating every 2 hours, I don't think so. So an all-you-can-eat, I mean, if you got an all-you-can-eat buffet and you fill it full of sugary carbs and pastas, people eat you out of house and home. You put meat out there. I think everybody finds their natural place to stop. Here we have J.A. Key 52. Hi, Mitch. Really enjoyed the meeting. Great. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, man, look at Sandra in Australia there. 4:20 a.m. Sunday here in your future. Is that my cumage or my cumage or however you pronounce that? Put question marks in there. Old Guy Carnivore. I went high-fat carnivore back in May of 2021 to help reverse the progression of multiple sclerosis. I'm going to start a YouTube channel in December. Scholarly Carnivore. How'd it work? Has it helped you? I would imagine that MS is a disease that carnivore could help. I've known a lot of people with MS. It's not fun. And best of luck. Best of luck on your YouTube channel. Make sure you let us know when you start it. So we'll take a look. Scholarly Carnivore. Cool. Cool. Good luck. Good luck. There are people say everybody should have a YouTube channel. There's a lot of reasons. Even if you're not trying to become famous, you can start a YouTube channel and leave a legacy of videos for your ancestors generations down the road. these things will be there until the internet blows up, I think. So you can make recordings for some of your future family that's not even born yet, so that they can get to know who their great grandparents were. Isn't that a great idea, Ellen? Can you imagine how great it would be if we today could just go into YouTube and search out our great grandfather and listen to a message from him to us 5 generations in the future, and get to know who he was, and hear his story of where he came from and where his parents came from. That would bring genealogy to life. I think it would be great. And there are people on YouTube right now that are saying that. They're telling people, even if you aren't selling something, even if you don't have advice for everybody, for no other reason than to be able to leave a message for your great grandchildren that they can see and get to know you long after you're gone. What an amazing thing that would be. Now, whether any of them would ever find that message, I think it's almost doubtful. We tend, anything that has happened to our relatives more than, say, 2, at most 3 generations ago, tends to just get lost in history. I think about that. I think about my father, who I, of course, knew, was born in 1901, came to this country in 1911 as a 10-year-old child from Russia, from Western Russia. In the Ellis Island era. If any of you have seen the movie Yentl with Barbra Streisand, that movie depicts exactly the time and place that my father and most Jewish immigrants from Western Europe, or Eastern Europe, the west of it, near Czechoslovakia, Hungary, and Poland, but in Russia, made the voyage across and landed at Ellis Island and came in through the country. That's just 1 generation ago for me. I never met his father. His father died before I was born. I never met his brother. I did know his mother, but my earliest recollections of her were already sick with Parkinson's. And when I was a kid, she was in a nursing home with Parkinson's. So I never really had a conversation even with her. And that was my grandmother. That's just 2 generations. I know nothing about the generation before that. So I can't even take my family in my own knowledge and maybe picture them in my head, or picture them, or think about how they were. I can do that with my mother and father. I have the memories of them being alive and everything, but I cannot go back. My grandparents, my mother's parents, were the grandparents I knew growing up. So yes, I do remember the adventures with my grandfather, and I do remember all the dinners at their house and that, but I knew nothing of their parents. They were long gone before I got here. So having a YouTube channel, I think would be pretty cool. I don't do any of that on my YouTube channel. I do carnivore stuff, but a YouTube channel is free to anybody. And if you got a cell phone or a tablet or a desktop computer, you can create YouTube videos very easily, and they will be legacy videos. You may not get any views on them. You may not get very many subscribers. Doesn't matter. They're going to be there. They're going to be there. Oh, just a thought. Just a thought. Let me go down to the end. I think, oh, here we go. No, that was Sherry. And Magic Moon. 20 years is a good old age for a cat. You're not kidding. That is an old age for a cat. And B, oh, got carnivore. I must say goodbye. Please pass the stone, take a nap. Yeah, I need to. Of course, the minute I finish this stream, I'll get my second wind. I don't know, but I'm going to do a live stream. I am going to do a live stream tomorrow morning, but I want to put it off till a little bit later, 10 o'clock. And we'll do a Sunday morning breakfast with Mitch, and I'll do it outside, and I hope all this new stuff I set up and figured out and seemed to get working will work fine, and we'll have a nice technology problem-free live stream. And I haven't seen anybody tell me that this one is screwing up, so I guess we're doing okay. People are talking about dogs. Sherry says, I started YouTube for my family and friends to see my kids grow up and for me to remember my recipes. Yeah, isn't that something? Isn't that something? A lot of us do that. A lot of us start these channels. I have, this channel started as a drone channel. It was called Old Guy and a Drone in 2018 because that was my hobby. And I only got up to about 1,300 subscribers, but the drone community was very small, and there are only a very few what I call stars that actually have significant size channels. The rest of us, but I did a lot of live streams. I put out a lot of videos. I did a lot of flying, and I wasn't working very much. It was kind of my life. I almost went out to the park almost every morning. When you fly these racing, you fly them through goggles, and there's cameras in the drones, and you put the goggles on and you're looking out of the camera in the drone, and you're flying it with a controller, joysticks. And as far as you're concerned, you're in the drone. What you see is what you would see if you were riding around in the thing. And when you flip upside down, the whole world flips upside down, and the ground is up there and the sky's down there, and you can do, and it is fabulous. And it was the closest thing to really flying for me because I'd been flying all my life, and in some ways I missed that. Ellen, did you want to say something? Oh, okay, because I hear your mic is unmuted. That's okay. I hear you. I don't know what you were doing.
I'm sorry. I just forgot to mute.
No, don't be sorry. Don't be sorry. We're gonna. I forget more than that. But when I heard noises coming from you, I thought maybe you were trying to get my attention. So anyway, Sherry, yes, that there are so many reasons to have a YouTube channel, and why not? So if you make a video and it never goes and it embarrasses you, or you wish you hadn't done it, there's a little hamburger menu with the 3 dots, and you click it and it says delete this video, and you click yes, and then it says, are you sure this will delete this video forever? And you go yes, and it's gone. You're not stuck with any of that stuff. So think about that. That's kind of a neat thing to do. Tom, there will be great internet purge at some point, Tom says. Well, you might be right. You might be right, Tom. And the big tech companies are feeling it now. They're all offering unlimited photo storage, cloud storage, YouTube video storage. This stuff takes up enormous amounts of storage. Storage costs money. And they're getting to a point where at some point they're going to have to start to get rid of some of the old stuff. So who knows what's going to happen. But for the time being, it is what it is. Marcia's here. How you doing, Marcia? Yes, Mitch, that's mostly why I started my channel, so my family and their families can watch and see them. That's the reason why so many people have Facebook. or social media sites. It's just to share pictures that are their daily life, not to do what we're doing here and trying to build a community and inform people and make videos. Carnivore, California Carnivore. I recorded my dad just sitting and telling stories before he passed. Wish I had done more. I know what you mean. I wish I had filmed my grandfather and my father. Didn't have to be internet. I had movie cameras with film. I could have just filmed them. We don't think of that stuff, do we? We think that oh, they're going to live forever. And then the day they're gone, all the I wish I had thoughts start filling your head. And it's a shame. You still have memories. At least there's that. Sherry asks, if any of you have a YouTube channel or other platform, please leave it in my comments on my channel or here, and I'll share it. There you go. Sherry's going to help you promote your channel. Rusting Witch Face. I absolutely adore the carnivore community. You have all inspired and encouraged me so much. I wouldn't have stuck with it as long as I have without all the love and support. Obviously, you're very welcome. It is a great community. It's the best part of this. B is back. Back for a PSA moment. Hit it, please, she says. We can't get rid of you, B. And Sandra McDonald asks Ellen if that's an English Mastiff. Yes. Yes, it is. Would you like to show Sandra your English Mastiff there, Sherry? I'll make you big. Unmute. There you go.
There you go. Sky, you want to say hi?
God, look at the size of that dog.
Her name is Sky. Oh, yeah.
As long as, and the tail's going too.
She thinks we're going for a walk now.
Holy cow.
Let me put her next to me for perspective.
Boy. I mean, that is a big dog.
Where is that?
Oh man, that's funny.
Yeah, there she is. She wants to go for a walk. There.
Well, let's see. We're coming up on time to end this stream. I made it almost 2 hours today. See, there you go. I surprised even myself.
Yeah.
I know I'm off though. I mean, I can tell. I know that I'm off today. I'm just kind of dragging through it, but as long as you're still here, I'm still here.
You're doing okay.
Fran Mariah says, hi there, Mitch and Chat. Kim appreciates life. Cats are carnivores. Absolutely. So are dogs. Sherry wants to learn how to fly a drone. There you go, Sherry. Well, they have drones right now that are really very easy to fly and almost fly themselves. They have these little drones now that I shouldn't tell you this because you're probably going to have one, but they have these little drones now that they're basically like selfie drones. You don't even have to fly them. They fly themselves. You just push buttons on the top of them and you tell it what you want it to do. Do you want it to circle you? Do you want it to fly a boomerang shape around you? Do you want it to do what they call a droney, where it looks at you and goes backwards and climbs so it appears to pull away from you? All that stuff is built in, and it's all pre-programmed, and it has enough sensors to actually know to do that stuff. It's crazy. And you can also fly them with controllers, too. DJI has a new one called the Evo. But I don't know, with all the new drone regulations and crap that they put people through now to get them registered and everything else, unless it's a tiny little drone. Well, this Evo one is. Too much red tape. I have all the licenses and went through all that stuff. Senator McDonald loves the large breeds. Mark says, Ellen, get my email off of Mitch. Do you need Mark's email? Can't hear you.
I do, because
Oh.
we're going to plan this party.
You coming?
Of course.
All right.
Sherry's coming. It's going to be a big bash.
Oh, okay. All right. Well,
I
then
guess I am now.
then I, as official head of this family and channel, hereby officially appoint you as chairman of the Entertainment and Party Committee.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I know how to do that. I know how to delegate. You know, be careful what you say around me. You're liable to get a job out of it. All right, I'll send it to you at the end. And if I forget, remind me. Send me Mark.
I think I'll
Boone.
get some assistance from. So
That's great. No, that's great. I gotta watch you guys, man. Gotta watch you guys. He also says, get in touch, Ellen. That's great. Scooby asks Fran. Fran Mariah, glad you're here. Where are you from? Dixie. I probably will make it tomorrow. Hubs and I usually binge watch some series on Sundays. Currently, we're watching Slow Horses on. Okay, well, listen, Dixie. We all need a life, too. That's for sure. No problem. It's interesting. Ludi Crust says, Facebook says every picture you upload belongs to them and they can use it at their discretion. Probably applies to videos as well. Is YouTube the same? There are all kinds of different licensing things, but I don't think anybody really, whatever they think they can get away with, nobody really abuses it on YouTube. And you have the ability to copyright anything you want. And when you do that, no, they don't own it. You do own your videos and you still have the rights to them and you can delete them and everything else. Somewhere in all that fine print, they probably have the right to use some of the images, maybe in promoting the platform or something like that. But everybody's doing that these days. Every site that sells stock photos claims ownership of them. It's always a big controversy. Always a big controversy. But on YouTube, I wouldn't worry too much about it. First of all, who the hell wants to use a picture of me for any other reason than this? And if they did, I'd be flattered, I think. Well, listen, guys, it is time. It is time, and I'm down at the bottom of the chat. William McCartney, see your entry there. Nice English Mastiff. Hippo sitting. English Mastiff Hippo. You've done it now, Ellen, says Dixie. You've done it now, Ellen. Better go walk that puppo. Yeah, I think it's time. I think the dog wants you to take him for a walk. So, guys, I'll leave Ellen in there, and I'm going to rest up and stop for a few hours because I've been going nonstop for days. And I don't care how much of a Superman I think I am. I need to rest once in a while.
Everyone say it with me. Mitch, take the day off.
Thank you.
The rest of the day off.
Yeah, I think I'm going to do that today. I don't have anything to deal with anymore today. I'm probably going to go to bed very early. That's what happened. I wanted to go to bed early last night, but that Trump-Rogan thing was on. And I ended up staying up an hour or so later even more than I wanted to. And then I always wake up at 5, right around there, and I was up. So now I need to start doing that. And right now, I need to go eat that ribeye that I have that's ready to be seared.
Yes.
So let me do that. So
Goodbye, everyone in chat. Thank you so much for being here.
all right, Ellen, I'll see you tomorrow morning.
Okay.
And that leaves me, my friends. Thank you all for coming in. Thank you for hanging in there with me. I hope I didn't make you too tired and sleepy just listening to me drone on for a couple hours. But it was enjoyable. It was enjoyable. Time to take off the old headphones, though, for a little while. Divert my attention somewhere else. Like that ribeye that I've got there. Zeno gives me the day off. Thank you so much. Everybody's saying goodbye in the chat. Thanks for coming. Thanks for coming. Thanks for the super chats. Thanks for the buy me a coffees. Always appreciated. And I will see you 10 a.m. tomorrow morning. Morning coffee with Mitch. I'll be bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. And until then, take the rest of the day off and eat meat.